Hi, Lad.
Hey, how are
Do you
you?
hear me? Hi, fine. Uh, Thanks for everyone who joined. Uh, I hope everyone have your dinner. Lad, have you have your dinner yet?
I did, yeah.
Do
A
you left
nice
some
big
for me?
salad.
Do you left some for me?
No,
I thought you're gonna show your food later on as well.
no, should have, yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. Have a nice day as well here. And our here is 8:31 p.m. Yeah, we just one past minute. So we're gonna start today. Let's welcome Led. Vlad Ixel is the very famous ultra marathon, and he is also a full-time the North Face athlete. And I know him when he was in 2013 in TMBT Ultra Marathon in Sabah. So he was the 100K champion. And if I don't mistaken, I'm still struggling halfway when he finished the race.
Yeah, I think it was 2014. It was
Oh yeah.
2014.
Oh really? Oh because
Yeah, it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful race.
yeah.
Very, very
Oh
fun.
yeah. Yeah,
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 good
yeah.
fun.
Oh, 2014. So because I look at in your what they call your result, the your official website, it's
I,
written on 2013.
okay, maybe
Yeah, just share on the screen.
okay, maybe I'm
Uh,
wrong. Yeah, yeah. Here you
yeah,
go. Oh, there you go. Yeah, 2013.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so if everyone who are online, you can see on the screen, so you can check it out. Let's result on the past few years, 2014, and all those races that he's ran and a position that he have very tremendously good effort. And the best part here is I wanted to highlight the he really did Xterra in Hong Kong.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't looked so far back, but yeah, it's been a long time. I feel a bit old now when you say I won a race in 2013, 7 years ago. It feels a long time ago.
Yeah. So if everyone you have time to spend, please go to Lex website. So if you don't know where is the website, I will type it on the comment, so you all can. Yeah, eventually very easy to be find because the website is his name followed by .com. Is that easy, right?
It is pretty easy. Lucky there isn't too many Vlad Excels in the world, so I can get it pretty easily.
Okay. So this is the website. So everyone can check it out at the comment box. There's the website. So you got full of the result. Everything is for Paris result. So the latest one will be on 2020. Yeah, you just finished your Hong Kong 100 half and your West 50 and your Taimo Sun. Wow, this one I very salute with.
Yeah, yeah. I should
uh,
update it. I
yeah.
probably didn't have races as well as Ultra Trail and Borneo.
Would you like to share what is your upcoming 2020? What it's all about gonna be?
I mean, I don't know. I got no idea. It's I had a really big goal of running 7 marathons in 7 days in 7 states in Australia. So there is a brave hard race where you do like a marathon a day in 7 different states. So you fly each day to a new location. That's been postponed, so I'm not 100% sure what's going to come next. I'm still like lucky to be able to run twice a day and still train as it's pretty flexible here with how much you can go out and stuff. Um, so I'm not sure. I'm still fit. I feel fitter now because I haven't raced. This is probably the first. You can see on the races on this list a lot of races. So this is 2013, the first time I haven't raced for more than like 3 or 4 weeks, because I usually race every week or every second week. This is the first time I had such a long break before races. My last race was Borneo Ultra Trail, which was exactly a month ago. So it's kind of nice to train now, and I'm not sure what's the next race. To be honest, it could be a 10K here in Perth, or it can be a ultra marathon in Hong Kong. I don't know.
Oh, but look at it, your races is every year 25 or 30 races in a year.
Yeah, I mean, I like racing. Like, I don't consider myself 100% like a professional athlete. Obviously, I have a good sponsorship with North Face, but I still work. I still spend 10 hours probably a day on the computer. So I just race for fun. I like doing different races. I got into a bit of triathlon. I like trail running and road running. So I enjoy racing.
Okay.
So
would you like to also introduce your online coaching, because you are not only on the athletes, all right, you also want online coaching. So maybe you can brief a little bit for the runners here.
Yeah, I mean, I do a bit of online coaching. It's been pretty full for the last few years, so I don't really take any new clients. I haven't taken any new clients for a couple of years now. But yeah, something that, a while ago was my way of living, and still a big part of the way that I can sustain my lifestyle, and something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy taking people to the first 100K race, or to the first marathon, or, seeing them improve. And it's been definitely a fun job. Like, I don't think many people enjoy their jobs. So, I'm very lucky to enjoy my job, and see people get a joy out of doing well in running, just like I have.
All right, very good. Okay. Right. Today, everyone, if you know, today the topic is gonna be talk about how to use your nutrition for your performance, and not only that, it also for your nutrition for your diets, and how to do that, how to plan that. Not only in your trainings, it's also for your races. So I would like to start with very nice questions here. I know that Lad is the vegan, so I spoken a few of vegan runners. So I interested more on Lad because his story is like more fun. When I watch on the YouTube videos, all those interviews are like very funny. So I would like to start. When do you start your vegan as a vegan runners, and what you make the move?
Yeah, it was 2012, so about 8 years now. It was literally I started like, I just started running. So I quit smoking, just started running. I don't have a running background. I played tennis as a kid, but I didn't run. So at the age of 25, I started running, and I was doing a lot of research about strength work, about sleep, about recovery. Running from I would run a little bit in the day, and then I would spend most of the day researching and learning online about everything that I could learn about the things around running. And one of them was diet. One of them was just saying, a plant-based diet, less inflammation in the body, faster recovery. And in my head, it made a lot of sense. And I used to eat a lot of meat, like 3 a day. Like, I would go to a restaurant, and I wouldn't even open the menu. I would say, I'll have the steak. I didn't know there was any other options. I didn't have a vegetable pretty much before I turned vegan. I wasn't like those kind of healthy type of people. I wasn't healthy at all. So for me, that I'll give it 2 weeks to see if I feel better. And if not, I'll go back to eating my whole chicken for dinner and 12 eggs for breakfast and, tuna for lunch. But after 2 weeks, I couldn't lie to myself. I was sleeping better. I was recovering faster from my runs. I was less aggressive. I was happier. I had more energy, and I literally never looked back. Like I felt so much better that there was no way that I was going to go back to what I was doing before. And this has been 8 years now. I don't see ever going to that lifestyle that I had before. And it's, I think that, the running, I'm a good runner. I'm not like, the top of the top. But I think if you consider the fact that, you know, from the age of 17 till 25, I used to smoke a packet of cigarette every single day and drink at least 6 to 8 beers every single night, with almost zero cardio. I would lift some weights in the gym. I think I did well, and I have to kind of thank the diet that did a lot for me, because I was able to train a lot. I was able to do 150 because I was putting in my body just fruits and vegetables. So my body had the energy to repair itself rather than digest food that, you know, I believe is not too natural for us.
All right, very good. If I myself, I also take three vegans, a bit of vegan, but I'm not fully time vegans. I take 3 times per week. Would it also consider a good move?
I mean, it's like anything in life. I think that the more you sacrifice, the better you're gonna do. Like if I only, like, let's say now I run, for example, 14 times a week, twice a day. If I only do 7 runs a week, am I gonna be the same runner? Probably not. You know, so it's how much you're willing to sacrifice, and that's the results you're gonna get. So is being vegan 3 days a week is good? Yes, 100%. It's great for the environment, for the animals, for your own health, for your recovery, and for your running. If you do 4, is it going to be better? So, and I think that a lot of runners are moving towards that lifestyle. And, you know, when I went vegan in 2012, there weren't too many vegan runners, but today there's so many because they're starting to see the benefits of the recovery. So 3 days a week is incredible, incredible, incredible. And I wish every single person in the world for 3 days. But that's the question, is how much you want to improve, how much you're willing to sacrifice to do well in your running, in your overall health. So if you go 4 times, you will go better. You go to 5, 6, 7, you know, suddenly you're hitting that place where you're only putting in stuff that your body can digest quickly, get more nutrients, recover quicker. I'm sure you feel better. So it's a question of, you know, how much do you really want it? And I think that if you do the full transition, you will see that I don't think you'll go back. There's obviously people that go back from that diet, like, you know, but most people go on the vegan diet, they definitely stay on it for years and forever, pretty much.
Yeah, I totally agree that. That's why I keep on going for vegans for 3 days per week to keep my workout and also my recovery stay in the best stage as possible. Because I also myself have a lot of coaching, I have a lot of my own training as well. So yeah, possibly I really like the fact of vegans, because it's really to digest, the foods are right, and the no stomach problems. So yeah, that's a bad part.
And what's the worst thing that can happen is, you know, you just go, if you try now being vegan, let's say for a full month, you commit to being 100% vegan and see how that feels. If you don't feel better, you can just go back to what you were doing before. You know, I don't think that the loss is that great. I think that food is controlling us a little bit too much, and having that control to say yes and no is very, very powerful. And I do that with things like coffee, like an alcohol. I love coffee, alcohol, I love gluten, but I would go a week with no coffee. So I'm controlling it. Like I'm in control. It's not like I have to wake up and have my morning coffee first thing in the morning, or I don't have beer every single night with dinner. You know, so I'm in control. So kind of mixing that in, going like no coffee for a week and then coffee for 3 weeks, you know, I'm in control to say to my body yes or no. And I think it's very, very powerful. Because if you think about it, we don't control too many things anymore in our life. You know, we can't control what the government does, how much taxes we pay. You know, there's few little things of what we control anymore. And one of the last things that we can control is this section right here, is what you actually put in your mouth. It's one of the last things that you can control in your life. And having the power to control that, I think, is very, very powerful, that you can say yes and no when you want to, and, you know, make the choices.
Yeah, correct. Totally agree. So that is why when I race as well, I also choose my own nutrition as vegans. Everything must be served as vegans. I don't like those solid things. So really got stomach problem for myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I see some questions down here. I don't go too
Yeah.
much into the questions
Yeah. Yeah.
but I think with my current training
Uh,
load,
we will.
just fruit and
Yeah.
vegetables, get hungry very soon.
Yeah.
Like, I literally I do 3 training sessions every single day, average of 150K every single week, and this diet works for me. People like Sage Kennedy, who's a 216 marathon runner, if that works for him, people like Harry Jones, Scott Hawker, if that can work for them, then I'm sure that a lot of people, it could work for them as well. If you give it a chance, because you can't go into something going, well, this is probably not going to work. If you're going to go into anything in life thinking this is not going to work, it's probably not going to work. But if you go with the open mind that I'll give this a chance and I'll be true to myself, like when I went vegan for 2 weeks, I couldn't lie to myself. As much as I love meat, as much as I enjoy eating steaks and seafood and salmon and eggs and all of those things, deep inside, I knew that I was feeling better. So I couldn't lie to myself and go like, no, because I was feeling better. And I think that if you go into any change in life, you have to go with an open mind and be willing to kind of face the results that might not be. So I think that, I'm sure that the person there is training hard and the training load is insane. But I'm pretty sure you'll be able to sustain it with, it's not just fruit and vegetables, things like rice, tofu, potatoes, pasta, breads, things like that are also part of a vegan diet. Obviously there's healthy vegan diet, less healthy, and junk food as well. Like, there's vegan burgers that are not that healthy, but they taste good, So I think that there is a lot of options today, and I'm sure you will have enough calories in your body. If you're hungry, just eat another 5 bananas. You will be full. Have some peanut butter with bread. You will be full. Yeah, I mean, even like athletes like Jim Wormsley and Killian Jornet, they're pretty much like 90% vegan. The only thing that they do is cheese. Not like big amounts of it, but both of them, are pretty much the pinnacle of our sport, and they don't eat meat, and they don't eat chicken, and they don't eat fish. So I think that's, something to kind of really look into and consider as personal choices for people everywhere at all levels, no matter how little or how hard they train.
Okay, next one, how does nutrition help your endurance training and races? Some of the questions has been asking now, so you can answer this.
Yeah, I mean, I think a good way of looking at it is if I look at a plate of pasta and I look at a plate of salad, and I think, what am I going to get out of a plate of pasta? So a plate of pasta is going to fill my stomach and it's going to taste nice, but realistically, there's not many micronutrients in it. So my stomach will be happy, but the billion cells around my body will still be hungry. Where a salad is full of vitamins and minerals, and that's going to feed my cells. Maybe I'm not going to feel as great eating a salad, but I'm going to give my body the nutrients, the water, the vitamins that it needs to kind of sustain myself and keep going. And I think the more you train, the more it becomes important. So for me, micronutrients are more important than macronutrients. So there's the macronutrients, which is fat, pretty much, carbs, carbohydrate, and protein. We all get enough of them. The problem is, do we get enough vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin D, zinc, potassium, calcium? Do we get enough of that? And most people don't. And I think that that's where people are fatigued after a run. People can only do one run every 2 days because they feel tired. if you really want to do well in a sport, you can do it today. Like, there's no good Kenyan runners that run once a day or 3 times a week. If you really want to be good at it, it has to be very, very consistent and high volume. And to get to that, your diet has to play a big, big role, because that's the building tools for recovery. So it's like you building a house. You use sticky tape. It might hold for a little bit, but a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, that house is going to fall apart. And I think that what happens, that's why there's so many injuries out there. It's, yes, I mean, it is running from lack of strength work, and sitting too much in front of computers and desks all day, but also a big part of it is not giving the body the right nutrients so you can recover, and then trying to do another long run or another workout or another speed session, and suddenly things break down. You're a little bit dehydrated, you didn't eat the right amount of food, you had a burger and chips last night, and then you wake up the next morning expecting to feel great for your speed workout. You don't. You push yourself, suddenly you get injured, and a lot of things in that cycle. So it comes down to, again, that sacrifice. You want to do well in a 100K race, you got to do well in your training, you got to do well in recovery, you got to do well in your diet. And those things go hand in hand, and the better you're going to do in each one of them, the better your results are going to be. For races in nutrition, I don't think it's that important, to tell you the truth. It's important to have 100 calories during a race. It's important to have your salt and magnesium and salts during a race, yes. But what is more important is the 6 or 8 weeks leading up to that race, and what are you doing? A lot of people will eat junk food, in their training block of 8 weeks, then come to a race, salad before it, and think that they're ready now to win the race. It's not about that last 2 or 3 days before a race or during a race, or the breakfast before a race that is important. It's about the 8 weeks leading up to the race. What did you eat every single meal? And if you did correct, you should be okay in the race. I get so many messages on Instagram, what is your breakfast before a race? But no many people are going to ask me, like, what every single day in the training, because that block before the training makes the difference if that race is going to go good or not good. It's usually not that breakfast before the race. People get too caught up with race day and race day routine and the gels and this, and they're not thinking about the 8 weeks of training. If you get the training correctly,
8 weeks,
that if you get the training correctly, that race day will go all right, even if you don't eat. I've literally raced half Ironman races on 1 banana. Literally wake up in the morning and there wasn't a food option in the hotel, and the only thing I could have was like a banana, and I had 1 banana before, like a 4:20 effort of Ironman. Right now I'm racing like short half marathons, up to half marathon races with no breakfast, just having a gel before it, just to get a little bit of sugar in my body. But yeah, it doesn't come down to race day. That's a very small percentage of your success. The big percentage is the lead up, is the training, is that's the hard stuff.
Okay. So I agree. I totally agree that, because I've been through that. I changed that. I changed all this lifestyle, and also I tell all my followers, my students, also the same part. 7 or 8 days before, please look after your diets, change your lifestyle diets, because when you eat in normal days, your stomach is this big. So before the 7 days, you still keeping eating your stomach this big. How are you going to race with this big of stomach? That's my
100%. And carb loading and stuff like that. People just worry about the last day of the exam without studying for the whole semester, which it doesn't work like that in running. If you want to do well, you gotta think about the lead up, and the lead up is not 1 or 2 days, it's a few good weeks.
Okay. We will just now, you was talking about all the foods that you made and you love your eggs. So what is your favorite recipe, and do you have any examples? So I sense that now a lot of audience are thinking, what is your recipe? I have it?
I don't know. Do you know chickpeas? Do you know what chickpeas are? So I
Not
know
really.
they're not very common in Malaysia. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
Let me go get a can. I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah, I can. So, guys, if you guys want to know what kind of recipes on vegans that the best way to give you, you can drop a question. See, or maybe you have your own recipe. You just drop down in the comment. Then we just share about it. See how good is that recipe, or maybe your recipe can be improved. Then it will be more better for your body and better for your stomach as well. Okay. Yeah. Remember, guys. So if you are not put it in your questions or the comment, we're gonna answer this after the interviewing. Okay, let.
So I have like a bag of chickpeas. Can you Google the word chickpeas on your screen and share it? Because I know that you can share it. But if you just show people what chickpeas are, you can find it in Malaysia in supermarkets. I've bought it before. Usually in a can. Well, this is dried chickpeas. So this is full of protein. So if you can just share your screen for a second again on Google, literally.
Yeah, can I share it on chickpeas? This? Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah, got it. Yeah. Now I
This
saw
is,
it.
yeah, this is what hummus is made. So if you see like there's the can one, you see in the middle you have
Yeah, I know what it is. Our Malaysian Indian, they love to boil this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the easiest way to do that, you just mix that with a little bit of lemon, garlic, olive oil, and salt, and you get hummus. And hummus is just full of protein, plant-based protein. It takes literally 1 minute to make, and you can put it in your salad. You can have it on bread. You can do a million things with it. So it's literally super simple. I mean, if you scroll up, if you scroll a little bit higher up, a bit more. Keep going all the way till the end. You see there's the word hummus there in the suggestions. So
Okay.
next to recipe, hummus curry.
Yeah, saw it. Hummus.
Yeah, so there you go. So this is what it would look like, literally blending it all. So you see like there's a blender or a hand blender, just a little bit of olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, and salt. This is my favorite recipe because I don't have time and it takes literally 1 minute to make. And it's something that I'd have at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay, good. Nice. So everyone see this? Go back and check it out. Check it out.
Yeah,
chickpeas.
Drain the water out.
Yeah, as long as I know that are concerned, this is the our most famous Indian recipe. They used to make this in their curry, their dal curry, and also they just steam it and eat from the raw as well.
Yeah, I mean, hummus is a little bit more Middle Eastern, but yeah, my favorite food by far. You can do so much with that, and it's so simple. I like the fact that it literally takes 1 minute to make, and it's a lot of protein, a lot of healthy stuff in just one easy. So if you are on a chicken recipe, this is probably the one.
Yeah, good. Thanks for that. Good tips for that. So if anyone you have your own recipe, please put down on the comment and we will share together as well. See, maybe we can improve it or add something in your recipe as well. Okay.
Or even if you make it, just tag me on Instagram and I'll share it on my Instagram.
Okay, right. Everyone very good. So go to Vlad Instagram. You know how to spell his name. So the name is Vladixel. Okay, I will show it again on the running sticker again. So you all just can go shit. So next question. What is important on nutrition plan for the upcoming race? Like trail runnings and ultra marathons. Because in our Malaysian here have a lot of exhaustive runners. They're very keen run for a lot of distance and challenging and themselves. Not even now on the MCO periods, they are still very hardcore on doing all their indoor running, claiming a lot of distance and claiming a lot of hours in the house.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Malaysia and with the weather, the plan for nutrition is very, very different than, like, let's say, racing in Europe in winter. You know what I mean? Or even the winter in the summer in Europe or Australia. So I mean, making sure that you know what condition you and the you need to play body. So, for example, if you are running 100K in Malaysia, you need a lot more electrolytes if you did 100K in a cool weather. More slow. Your body will have to work a lot harder to cool itself, so it requires more energy, more calories. So for me, obviously this is very different, but for me, I would really try and aim and have close to 200 calories an hour. So for me, it comes from gel. I use Spring Energy gels. It's a new brand. It's pretty natural. It's really overpriced, but it is really good. It's all natural ingredients. You can have one of their gels has 250 calories, so that kind of what I'll have one an hour, and then I would make electrolytes, salt tablets or something like that, because you are in humid conditions. So I'll make sure that I have enough of that as well. And leading up to the race, you also want to make sure that the levels of vitamins and minerals in your body are in a good level. So you don't want to be fasting, 1 or 2 days before a race. You want to make sure that you eat well. Because let's say I would do 60 fast. So, like, let's say I finish my day today at 7:30. I won't eat anything till about 11 or 12 o'clock tomorrow, till I finish my morning run, until I get home. But I wouldn't do that 2 days before a race or 3 days before a race. I'll make sure that all my levels are leveled up and make sure that I'm hydrated, and understanding where you're racing to make sure that you understand what you need to take with you. Also, there's also the fact that when racing comes to what you're gonna carry with you. So I mean, I would like to race and have natural foods with me, but that is just too heavy and takes too much space. So my goal in a race is try and make it to the finish line as soon as I can. If I'm carrying with me, dates and nuts and things like that, and nice, bars, that's actually slowing me down. So I need to find that middle between gives me energy, but not too heavy, which I think some people go too heavy. So they would have those really, really backpacks, which is slowing them down, which requires calories, if that makes sense. So I think it's really knowing how much you need and how light can you take it with you. So, like, let's say, for example, if you need 200 calories an hour minimum for a 10-hour race, what is the lightest you can calories with you? Right now, gels are pretty much the best way. Even as good as Tailwind is, Tailwind, I don't think it's as dense, every pair of as a gel, because Tailwind would be like a big bag. So if you start the race with Tailwind, you have Tailwind in 8 stations, that works well, but make sure that you know how many calories you need an hour and how light you can keep it is very, very important, especially if you want to do well in a race. If you're out there just for fun, then take what you want to take and make the backpack as heavy as possible. But I do see people with super heavy backpacks. I think in Borneo, in the last Borneo Ultra Trail, I was the only one running with a belt, the 50K. because people will just carry too many things with them. But all I needed was literally, I had 2 tablets of Bix with me, and I had 3 gels for the 50K race. And that made me lighter because I wasn't carrying a big backpack. So suddenly I'm moving faster because I don't need as much. So I think, yeah, I mean, those work perfectly well, but understanding that they are a little bit heavier. So like, how many do you want to take of that compared to how many gels? So maybe 2 of them, 3 gels, instead of 5 of them, so being smart about how much you carry, because the more you carry, the slower you go.
Yes,
If
correct.
you ever had a look at African runners, Kenyan runners, they're skinny. They don't carry anything extra. It's just bones and muscle. So, it does count. So having the tailwind in an aid station would be the best option if you can have drop-offs and bags. So really understanding where you're racing, most of the course, have somebody meet you in an aid station and give you those tailwinds. That would be the best option, because you're not going to run with too much weight on you. And same with water.
Yeah,
how much
same.
water you need. I see people starting races, with 2 liters or 3 liters of water, where the first aid station is 10K away. You don't need 3 liters for the first 10K. So being smart about, how much you take with you is very important.
Okay. So if you guys don't know what is called tailwind, so I already showed it on the picture. These are the tailwinds. So they have 8 flavors, quite a plenty of flavors. I don't think so. Those 8 flavors will not match you. I think most of them they're gonna match you. Yeah, you can check it out. You can even text me as well. You can WhatsApp me as well to ask regarding the tailwinds, how to get it and how to use it as well. So it's a good product, and the very easy to be carried. And also the second one just now, the let also been highlight about the Bix. This is the Bix. It's the Bix tablet. Would you want to like to highlight a little bit how to manage or using this, and what is the advantage of using this?
So the design of this is what I was talking before, is the training runs. So you want to recover quick. So this is designed for straight after a run. The sooner you have the electrolytes, the vitamins, the BCAAs, the magnesium, the zinc, the vitamin C, vitamin E, Q10, bromelain, the sooner you get it into your system, the sooner you start to recover. If you finish your, especially in Malaysia and hot countries, and you take another 40 minutes till you get home, and then you have some food, and then you have some water, you just close the window of recovery. And that means it's going to take you a lot longer to recover compared to what it could have been if you would have hydrated and put in the micronutrients as soon as possible. So this was literally my main design about Bix, is like recover quicker, because I knew if this doesn't sell, at least I'm going to use it for myself. And that was the main goal. I have, for years, I've been putting few different hydration tablets into one glass of water to try and get everything I need after a run. So it took me 2 years to develop one tablet that has everything in one. So it's designed for straight after a run. You put in water, it takes 2 minutes to dissolve, and your recovery process starts. From there, you have your food, tailwind, rebuild, your protein drink, your lunch, but you don't want to have so protein is a macronutrient, is a big nutrient. It's not a micronutrient, it's not the small nutrients. So that's important, but that can wait a little bit. That has half an hour, the 1 hour window. But the hydration, getting the water in, getting the magnesium in, the faster that goes into your body, the sooner the recovery process starts. The sooner the recovery process starts, the will be. Suddenly, every run you feel a little bit fresher than before. Suddenly you're running faster, you're running a little bit longer. And that's how you become a better runner, by recovering faster. It's not about having the best backpack, that's going to win you a race. It's about training consistently well, for a really And the faster you recover, the more you can train, the better the quality of the training, the better you will do in races. So even if you only, let's say, for example, have 5 hours of running a week, 5 1-hour runs a week, if you start every one of those hours feeling fresh and strong, you will do better in that run. If you can do better in the run, you'll do better in the next run. And those things add up, and then you can really start seeing your results because you recover faster and you get more out of your training sessions. So yeah, I think that there's a table on top just showing what's in each tablet. So there's a lot of magnesium, calcium, zinc, sodium, potassium, iron, BCAAs, bromelain, Q, vitamin C, vitamin E. So all in one tablet. Bromelain comes from the middle of the pineapple, so it's a natural anti-inflammatory. So that would help if you have little pains and aches after a run. That's natural anti-inflammatory. You have things like obviously magnesium that for me, in my point of view, is as important as protein for recovery. I have a good amount of protein in my diet, but I have a large amount of magnesium in my diet as well. And that's the muscle recovery that requires, especially for long distance runners, for ultra marathons and stuff like that. If you're a bodybuilder, protein is more important than magnesium, zinc, and calcium and potassium. But if you're a long distance runner, you require different things. And the thing is that a lot of people think that protein is the most important thing. Protein is very important, but I'm sure that if we ask all the people that are watching this right now, if they have known somebody with a protein deficiency, nobody can really think of anybody. And actually in the US, there's only been like 3 or 4 cases in the last 10 years of somebody with a protein deficiency. Yet every single week I get, at least 10 DMs on my Instagram, how do I get my protein? So I think that, if you change about protein, you'll realize that it's not as important as most people think. And it's the micronutrients that are more important. That's the ones that are going to keep your immune system strong. So if your immune system is weak, nothing to do with the coronavirus, obviously, but if your immune system is weak, when your immune system drops, so if this is weak, your recovery is slowing itself down, and then somebody sneezes next to you, coughs you, it's not easier to get anything. It's nothing to do with the corona. When we worked on Bix and the immune system, and before the corona times, but knowing that, and I'm sure a lot of people would have experienced after a big race, maybe getting a bit of a cold nose, or that's your immune system being really, really low. So that's where supplementing really, really help with that.
Yeah, correct. So I agree what Vlad say, because I myself, I carry protein. I carry my own protein shake, my powder, the raw one. I'll carry it. I will take it around 3 to 4 hours after during the race. And after 3 to 4 hours routine, I will shake one. I keep on continuing shaking. So every time I drink, after finish 15 or I think 10 to 15 minutes, it become refreshed. Your muscle fresh again. So you can just keep on and go around.
What is the best way to hydrate during race and avoid cramp hydration?
Yes.
I mean, it's that. So I think a lot of people run with one camel back at the back, so they have one container of water in the back. It's very good to have the water in 2 flasks. So, or you have 2 in your front bottles, or you have them in your neck belt. It's very important that you have 1 electrolyte drink and 1 water. So you can't have just water, not enough electrolytes, or you can't have just electrolytes, not enough water. You will throw away the balance. So we need about 50. And I think the most important thing is to start early in the race. So not wait till you're thirsty, not wait till it's 10K to start drinking. You literally from the first 500 meters already have a sip of water, another 200 meters, small sip of electrolytes, and keep going like that for the whole race. So not trying to think about, oh, I'm thirsty now, I better start drinking now. because that's already too late. That means you're already dehydrated. You know, I did that race in Borneo and it was so dehydrated. I got severely dehydrated. And that was a little bit my kind of fault, not having a look at how far aid stations are apart, but also not carrying enough water with me. You know, thinking that, you know, I could do it with 1 liter between aid stations. And, you know, that was a big mistake. So I think knowing how much water you need between aid stations is important, but also not waiting too late till you start consuming that water and those electrolytes. So it has to be a combination. It can't be just water. It can't be just electrolytes. So you can't just take Pocari Sweat or 100 plus with you for the whole race, because you will get a cramp.
Yeah,
you know, you can't take water because you will take a cramp. But also cramps are a bit of a different story, because, you know, from all the people that listen here, I have another problem that is true, that none of them would have got a cramp in a training session. So I'm sure a lot of them would have got a cramp in a race, but not many would get it in training sessions. And if they do, it's very, very uncommon that you get cramps in a training session. In a race that you push your body outside your comfort zone. You go outside your comfort zone, your body has to say no in some way. The body's way to say no, it's usually a cramp. It's usually a muscle going, nah, I don't want to work out anymore. We better stop. So for me personally, you know, I would get cramps here and there only when the race is a bit longer than what I'm used to. If I went too hard than what I'm used to, or it's a lot hotter than what I used to training in. So it's when you take your body outside your comfort zone, usually you would cramps. Usually you don't see cramps in your training sessions because you usually train very inside your comfort zone. I think that a cramp if you only get cramps in races, you know, that has to do a little bit with you going a little bit outside your comfort zone. A good way to obviously combat that is have you know, enough magnesium, electrolyte, zincs, and stuff like that leading up to the race and during the race. A lot of people that read this probably have cramp fix as well. I have read it. Can't really comment about cramp fix, but from what I heard, it works for a lot of people in the nerves, which makes a lot more sense. But I do believe that cramps can be easily avoided by smart, racing smart, and then making sure that you have enough sodium, electrolytes, magnesium in your everyday diet as well as.
Yeah, correct. So if you guys you don't know what is called cramp fix, this is what we call cramp fix. Okay, if you saw this, hold on, yeah, this is the cramp fix. So this cramp fix is come with a packet or in the bottle as well. They come in two kind of different packaging. So the packet is one shot that you just need to take it and consume everything. Then you after 30 seconds or 40 seconds, the cramp will relieved. Okay, and actually this is not it's not a drug. It's just it's just a liquid. Yeah, it's just a liquid to activate your nerve. Okay, so that nerve you actually is your mindset of cramping. So you will just get it off from the mindset itself, from the nerve. Okay, right? All right. So now we want to move on to our audience questions. We have a whole bunch of questions here. So first on, we're gonna be Mr. T Chin Han. Okay, my first question is cold drinks. According to some Chinese medical experts, cold drinks are not good for athletes, especially after a workout. Can you share your thoughts? Do you take questions not pertaining to nutrition but still related to the sport?
I mean, I think obviously I know that kind of drinking hot water is a big part of the Chinese. I've lived in Hong Kong for like 5 years, so you know, you get every time you ask for water, you get warm water. For athletes in general,
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, there's two things. This is obviously my own experience and my own thinking. This might be wrong or right. I'm not a nutritionist. But I think with cold water, the good thing about having cold water is that you bring your temperature down of your body. This means that the recovery process starts quicker. So like, let's say if you have an ice bath for 1 second, 2 seconds straight after a run, you will feel because your body temperature is cooled down, and then the recovery process can start. If you finish a marathon and your body temperature is still up here, the recovery can only start when the body temperature went back to normal. So having cold drinks, if it's 1 or 2, should help bring the temperature down, which means that your recovery process can start sooner. The only other thing is if it was a really big race and you start having 15 cold drinks, you might start affecting your weak immune system. So that's be a little bit smart. Finish your training session, have 1 or 2 cold drinks, then have a warm shower, put some clothes on, and then keep drinking those cold drinks is okay. But if you finish your run, you're still sweaty, you keep sitting there drinking cold drinks, then the immune system might start also get a hit from the coldness that comes. It's about bringing the temperature down, but not overdoing it. So I think that as long as you do it kind of in controlled amount, it should be absolutely fine. I do it literally every single run that I do. You know, I would have when it's definitely to cool down my temperature and have the shower as soon as possible as well. So I usually, for me, I finish my run, I would have 1 or 2 tablets of Vicks depending on my run. Then I would go and have a shower straight away. I would dry myself, and that's the best way that I could keep my immune system strong. If you sit there with your sweaty clothes, drinking cold drinks, that's going to affect your immune system. After my shower, then I'll be looking for my calories, for my macronutrients, for my carbs, my proteins, and my fats. So first, I made sure that I look after my immune system, and then I put in back the energy. Well,
Yeah, that's right. So everyone listen here. So if you after finish your race, quickly collect all your finishes and go back, have a good drinks and shower it. So don't stay too long for too many selfies or chit chat around. So you end up a lot of problems for you. Okay. And
at least change clothes from the wet clothes.
Yeah, correct.
Very important.
Yeah. So if you want to stay along, change your clothes. And I want to add up a little bit of cold drinks. So if you want to consume cold drink, yes, it's right. It's good take to the cold drinks, but the cold drink is not directly from the ice as well. That means not mixed with the ice itself. So if you take to a convenience design, it's not good as well. So if the drinks is come from the refrigerator or from the ice box, yes, that is good. It's considered the original drinks. It's not mixed together with the ice. Okay. All right. Let's move next. Mr. Kenley, how's your diet plan for 2 weeks before the race day? For example, 1 week mixed diet and 2nd week full vegan before race. Wow, tough question, man.
To be honest, my diet is the same the whole time. Before a race, a day before a race is the same as what it is today. I don't think you should be changing your diet because of a race. That's actually the last thing that you want to do is change your diet before a race, because that means that your body is not used to what you've just been doing for the last 6 weeks. So if for 6 weeks you've been eating one way and that has worked well for you in training, then you should stay with the same way that you've been doing in training. So it should work well for you for the race. So for me, it's 100% vegan diet always. And it's pretty much exactly the same, whatever it is. 2 days before a race, 1 month before a race, half a year before a race, 1 day after a race, it's always the same. The only thing that would change is probably the amount of food. So like, let's say 2 or 3 days before a race, I'm training a little bit less, which means that I need to eat a little bit less. So I don't want to eat as much as I eat, because then I'll start the race too. So the food itself stays the same, the amount just decreases, and it's a little bit hard because you used to eat plain, and then before a race, when you taper and you're not running as much, you don't need as much, but your body is used to those amounts again. So I think that that's the only thing that should be moved around, is just the amount of food. So before a race, you should be eating your tapering. So I think that that's kind of very important to understand, that you shouldn't change too much for a race. You should do what's worked for you of the 6 weeks of good training that you put leading up to the race. And if that's worked during training, it will work during the race as well.
Right. Yeah, good. So what next? Mr. T, or he again, he said eating just fruits and veggies, and with my current workload, I would imagine I would get hungry very, very soon. All recovery goodness from FMB. Oh, yeah, don't like it, feel hungry every half an hour. What do I do?
I mean, like, I think I went through, when I went vegan first, for the first 2 years, I only ate fruit and vegetables. And yes, you do consume big amounts. Like, there used to be days where I used to eat 30, but it is possible. It is healthy for you. Today, I'm definitely not in the same extreme way as fruit and vegetables. But if you start adding things like avocado and a little bit more fat into your diet, it's a lot easier to feel fuller. So for me, I have quite a lot of peanut butter, a lot of avocado, a lot of nuts, and that keeps me full for quite long. And, I make sure that, I eat a lot, but depends what fruit you eat. If you try and fill yourself up with apples, feel full, but you have 7 bananas, I promise you'll feel full. So it also depends what fruit. Obviously, grapes are not going to fill you up as much as, let's say, a durian fruit. So it's also about what fruit and vegetables you're eating, because you can eat potatoes and sweet potato, you're going to get full really quickly, or you can eat carrots and you're not going to get full. So it's definitely about what type of fruit and vegetables you eat. And, there's nothing wrong with eating another banana. It's natural, it's a natural food. There is something wrong with eating another chocolate bar, because that is processed and it's not healthy. But I don't think it should be wrong, if you feel hungry, to have some nuts and bananas and avocados and stuff like that. But if you eat the right vegetables, you shouldn't be hungry as well.
Yeah, good. So, Mr. T, listen, you can eat more. Don't worry about it. You won't get fat. All right. Next one, Kevin Lim raising, how do you condition your mind to keep on training? Wow, this mental game.
I mean, it's very deep. You gotta ask yourself, why am I doing this for? We're all gonna get to a race where, especially when you do ultramarathon and it hurts and you don't want to be there. So you need to know what you're gonna answer yourself when you ask yourself, what the hell am I here for? So we all have personal goals, and maybe my end, why am I doing this, is not the same as yours. For me, I find the joy in training to see how well I can do in races, and how well can I keep doing well consistently. So I think that a good athlete is not somebody that did well once in a race, but it's somebody that can do well in a race year after year after year after year after year. I mean, so that is my motivation. I also, obviously, I've been lucky to work with the North Face, and that lifestyle keeps me motivated. So I know if I don't train, I don't get the sponsorship, I don't get to travel to races, I have to go and get a real job. And, that keeps me train. That it could be different than other people. So you need to find your own answer and make sure you are ready to answer it when you ask yourself, because it could be 8 o'clock in the morning, you need to do a long run, it's going to be a hot day. You need to tell yourself why you're going out there. You have to find your own answer. My answer is, I promise you, is very different than yours. But as long as you know your answer and you're true with yourself, you'll find that kind of motivation to go out training.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, totally agree that it's a mind game, and also what is a commitment. If you sign up what you sign up for, please go for it and train for it. If you are not ready, please don't do that. You commit suicide.
No, because you really know why you signed up for the race. If you sign up just to try and impress 2 of your friends that you can finish 100 miles, it's going to be very hard to train for it. If you set yourself a personal challenge to finish 100 miles or a certain race in a certain amount of time or in a certain position, it'll be a lot easier. So it's about what you set yourself up for. It has to have a little bit of meaning behind it, and it's a lot easier when it's meaningful.
Yeah, correct. Good. Okay, Sam Liu. Yeah. Oh, this is your follower. He said very helpful for your training.
Yeah. Thank you. So I'm just actually uploading one right now, another new one. So it's been really fun.
So guys, please subscribe the channel, like channels, so you will find out more. Okay, and you can follow the video for the trainings. It will have a timer and also the timing as well. It will let you know what is the timing to stop it and how to start it. And next one, Cat. So do you take any extra supplement? Vegan diet might have causes some of the nutrient deficiency. Do you overcome it?
I only take, obviously have, Bix is my own company, so I get to have at least 4 or 5 tablets of Bix every single day. Before I had Bix, I used to supplement with magnesium, zinc, iron, Q10, potassium, bromelain. So exactly all the stuff there in Bix is the stuff that I used to supplement with. With a vegan diet, and that's because I'm a runner, that's not because of the vegan diet. With the vegan diet, the only thing that you are going to be low in is vitamin B12. And B12 you can supplement with, with a tablet of B12 supplement, or you can have nutritional yeast. So I'll just have a little bit of nutritional yeast in my food. You can buy it in all health store. And I wish I had my B12, my blood test results, because last blood test results that I did, the doctor couldn't believe how high my B12 numbers were. They were like 4 times the recommended amount. So it's definitely enough. And another story about when I was in Hong Kong, my sponsor, Hong Kong Sports Clinic, they took the most expensive blood testing in Hong Kong, which is about $2,000 to get your blood tested. Usually in Australia, it's about $50. This is $2,000 dollars. So really, really expensive place. And when we got the results 3 weeks later, the lady said that she's never seen good blood results in the whole time she's been working in that place and as a doctor. So, that gave me confidence with my diet and with the things that I was doing. There is more protein in beans than there is in a steak, but you don't know that because the media doesn't tell you that. There is more protein in tofu than there is in an egg. I'm sure most people didn't know that. There's a lot more in where you eat and where you find nutrients. You'll be surprised as how much there is in a vegan diet compared to a non-vegan diet.
Yes, correct. Okay, mix up. Oh, Sam Liu again. Question about Bix recovery supplement tablet. Do we need to take it every time we finish training run, or this is a recommendation how long the training run only we take this recovery tablet?
Wow. So, I think living in Malaysia, it's humid. You can even have it, if you're not training. It is designed for straight after running or any exercise. So if you do a short one from 5 minutes to 45 minutes, 1 tablet in a bit of water, 2 minutes to dissolve, that should be fine. If you start going a little bit longer, but it wasn't a big yet, 2 tablets is fine. If you start doing a long race, you can have 3, 4, 10. This is just vitamins and minerals with electrolytes. It's all natural. So it's not like something you can overdose on. I've experimented with myself and a few other of my friends, runner friends, having 10 tablets straight after a run. Feel fine, absolutely fine, feel better than ever. Obviously, it becomes more expensive if you start having 10 after every run. Just to test it out, we definitely wanted to do it. But, I would definitely recommend that 1 tablet as a starting point. Also, a big one is that you could have it if you travel, when you're traveling and stuff like that. And a big one is the Hangover Cure, which I get a lot of messages on Instagram now. People go, hey, do you know that this is a great hangover cure? as well. So if you are drinking too much alcohol before you go to sleep, have 3 tablets. When you wake up, have 3 tablets, and the hangover should feel a lot better.
Mm. So the picture that I attach here is one of the information you can follow. It's just a reference for it. So as let's say, if you want much more better, you actually can add more tablets. So the more tablets you add on, the more flavor you feel it. So you just, if you don't want to be so sweet, you just be less tablets and you just drink more, right? Okay, move on to Jim. Is it good? It's good, but high in calories. It may contain animal additives.
Is that maybe it was talking about the tailwind?
I think
I think that most tailwind is I'm not sure. You have to check it out. It could be plant-based.
Yeah, it is. The written is plant-based. It's plant-based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tailwind is very high in calories. So you know it's perfect for races when you need the 200 calories an hour. You need a 5-hour run. You know, if you do a 5K, 10K run, probably not. Do you need it if you start a marathon? Probably not. But if you start a little bit on the trails, so suddenly you're there for 2 hours, then you need calories for sure. So, you know, for me, personal half marathons, like 20K in training, I wouldn't have any calories, but I might have well. So that would be, you know, half a tailwind sachet. So 200 calories each one 200. Of them. So so about, you know, 1 an hour. So that will have your electrolytes as well and your calories. So, you know, there's 2 options, or you have just the tailwind, or you have electrolytes and gels, or just tailwind. So one of the 2 options, electrolyte calories, which you do need for longer efforts for sure.
Okay, very good. Yeah. So that is the tailwind, the way how do you take it and what's the content you get able to take it. So that's the best tips you can go, and it will get lighter your back as well. Moving next, we should take big recovery before our recovery protein or after?
Before. So Bix is a macronutrient. So way before. So I mean, protein, as I said, is very, very important, but most of us have enough. What we don't get enough of is vitamins, and so have the Bix as you can. The sooner you have it, the better. So you know, I usually have it already mixed. So I'll put it in water before I go for the run. So then I don't even have to wait the 2.5 minutes to dissolve. Literally, it's my kind of way of doing it. I'll have it in a water bottle in my car. So I start the run from my car, finish it in my car, straight away have that, and have the water, electrolytes, you didn't have the micronutrients, your recovery hasn't started yet. And the longer you wait, you know, that affects your next training session. That affects, you know, how you feel during the day as well. So if you finish runs and you feel low in energy for the rest of the day, it's probably because you didn't have enough micronutrients and water in general after your workout. So it's very, very important to keep the energy levels up.
Yeah, correct. So usually when I do my own indoor cycling, I refer this to use it after the ride. So I will hydrate it and together with this. So you really feel refreshed, and you won't feel like something like you're always like dizzy, sleeping, all those like nonsense. Yeah. So it's gonna be this.
And also it's a bit different than like Pocari Sweat, because if you have Pocari Sweat, you always feel thirsty because it's just sugar. So I'm sure that people that have tried Bix know that it kind of stops that thirstiness. Where if you have Pocari Sweat or Coca-Cola, you just feel thirsty because you haven't really hydrated correctly. You just gave your body a bit of sugar. So it's a little bit different than like, you know, what you would see in the supermarket, 100 plus or Pocari Sweat kind of style.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so we. All right. Yeah, we finish our questions. So no more questions. And I heard that you say you have something to give away. So we are gonna select the three lucky audience now. So what is the contest?
No, the contest the contest is with the hummus. So as we talked about that recipe,
Yeah,
we have 3 big hats to give away.
yeah,
Hats,
correct.
limited edition ones, not the one that Ray's wearing right now. We have a new ones. So anybody that would post a picture of the hummus, it takes 1 minute to make. You can find chickpeas in every supermarket. Then we'll find 3 winners, and we'll send out 3 hats.
Okay, good. So the tag is the green color one or the new one?
There's a
one?
new
The new
turquoise
one.
color one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good. So yeah, so we will do this contest. So everyone here who listened, please buy your own or may do your own hummus. Put this on here. Okay, put this on under this comment. So if I saw it, the first 3 will put this under this live channel comments. Don't worry, this post will be last a couple of days. So you all have a lot of days to do this. So if you can't send it to this, you can send it to my number. So my number is on the description. So you can WhatsApp this. And you can send it to IG for Lad as well. So let's choose the best recipe or the pictures. All right. So okay. So for those winners, if you have want it, we will post it for you. So you don't need to come out of your house and get it. Okay. And we also very thank you for Lad for sharing us all this valuable question answers. And I hope everyone will helps you as well. And if you guys want to check it out more, our sharing, so stay tuned and subscribe our Ecosys Total Solution, our Facebook page, and also follow our YouTube channel as well. Because this live, if you miss it, the earlier part, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna be upload this on the YouTube channel, so you can replay it on there. So and also on Sunday we have just now we have been talking a lot of recovery by nutrition, by drinking, okay, by strength. So now I wanted to share with you this coming Sunday we're having a roller foam for runners. So if you saw this, so if you guys want to have this stuff but you don't know how to use, or maybe you just use it for sitting on it, or maybe you can't feel the activate point, and you can't find it where it's a good part. So come and join this. So it's gonna be Sunday on 4:30. Okay, we're gonna live on Zoom. So signing up, and I will send you guys. I will share you the link on the below section, okay, of the comments. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. We'll see Led again. So Led, do you have any final words or recommendation words?
Just stay consistent with what you do. Stay consistent with your stay consistent with your diet. Stay consistent with your strength work, with your recovery, and before you know it, you take your running to the next level.
Yeah, good, great. So listen to the comments and good. So please add Led on the subscribe his YouTube channel and also his Instagram, same name, no nothing changed. Facebook as well if you want to like the page also. So keep on doing what you are doing and follow the plan. Any questions, just light it up. We will help you on the way. Okay. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see you soon. Okay. Bye. Good night, everyone.